I'd like to welcome everybody today to our fabulous club. I want to make sure I get this right because I was reminded last week that after almost 11 and a half months, I've been incorrectly welcoming everybody. So with that being said, so I want to make sure I get this right. So I'd like to welcome everyone, both online, in person, to the most fired up club and the most friendly club on the planet. Let's hear it. No? Sorry, I got to go back to school. Sorry, Bruce. Anyway, welcome. We're going to have a great meeting today. Let me give a quick shout out to NC State. Great job. Could not believe they beat Denton. Tell you what, that NC State team is a special team. So with that being said, could I ask Bill Zedek to come up and lead us in prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the singing? Am I doing that? Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Come on.
Bow our heads. Our Heavenly Father, we have much to be grateful for. The beauty of this day, even with its rain, bringing out the flowers. The friendship we renewed as we meet here for lunch, and the food that's before us. As we enjoy these things, help us to be mindful of the plight of others around the world, and in our capacity as Rotarians. Through our actions, help us to inspire others to create positive change in our communities and in the world. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and ride through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you very much, Bill, for that. Let me welcome Ellen Poisson. Ellen is a guest here today of our club. Ellen is with Fifth Third Bank, and we welcome you. Thank you for coming. We hope you enjoy. You will enjoy. We'll make sure. Well, you're with that table. You'll definitely enjoy. So, thank you very much for being here. Glad to have you. And before we get to club announcements, I've got sort of a short piece of recognition that I'd like to give to one of our long-standing club members, valued club members, past and present. And this is something I got thinking about with a few other people. And this particular individual is somebody who could always and is always counted on for whether it's projects, financial, whether it's blood, sweat, and tears. This individual has committed herself to really doing all she can for our Rotary Club and for Rotary in general. And I felt like that some sort of recognition needs to go out for that. You all know who this person is. You know her well. I've gotten to know her over the last 4 or 5 years. I did not know her prior to that because I wasn't part of this club. But I know from many people who have told me stories about her dedicated service that has really helped shape what this club is today. And for that reason, on behalf of our club, I would like to recognize Sally Cox for our distinguished service citation for the Cary Rotary Club. This is something that will be, Sally is online, so everybody knows, and she's watching, and Renee is going to transport the recognition over to Sally, which is exciting. And so could I just ask everybody to give a nice applause to Sally and all she's done for the club. Thank you very much. And now, a few announcements. First, could I ask Renee, you want to come up and give a last big pitch?
Yes, thank you, President Scott. Next Tuesday, we will not meet here at lunch. We are expecting all of you to gather with us over at Prestonwood Country Club in the Oak Room for our installation of new officers banquet. We have a beautiful meal planned, and the board has been busy getting things lined up so that you have a really enjoyable evening. We'll begin with a cocktail time at 6, and after about 45 minutes, we'll move on into the program. So if you've not responded to the e-bite, you can give me a shout out. If you've lost the e-bite, send me an email, give me a call, I can count you in. But we need a head count by Thursday. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there, and thank you all so much.
Awesome. A lot of work. It's going to be exciting. I'll tell you, if you would, we've got, I think, somewhere around 33 folks that haven't hit enter yet. Something like that. So if you can, you've got an open time slot on your schedule. Please come. It'll be a night to remember, I can assure you. And now, could I ask Chris Walker to come up? Chris?
Thank you, President Scott. Well, it's that time of year again. In the winter, you got Rod talking about chili dinner. In the summer, you got me. So what is it? What is it? It is, that's right, the Cary Rotary Charitable Foundation Golf Tournament presented by Faulkner and Haynes. Yay. Title sponsored by Faulkner and Haynes, and so that's always exciting to have. But there's something on this thing that I need your help on. Right over here, there's nothing. I need your help. And how can you help me? You click this. Click the sponsorship. You too can have your logo put up on there. And you can have different ones. Double eagle, eagle. What we really need is a lot of sponsors here. It's a one-stop shopping. You add to the cart. You can pay online, and we'll take it from there. Once again, by popular demand, the Cecily Overby from the LPGA will be on the number 9 tee, and she hits the ball between 280 and 290 yards. It's just amazing to watch, but she will be again. She was excited to come this year. So finally, the other one is, especially for the new members, you can go back to the home page. If you notice who is benefiting, roll up to the top, it's benefiting the Cary Rotary Charitable Foundation. A lot of new members, this is not the Rotary Foundation. This is our club's foundation. Some people said, well, Rotary Foundation's got a lot of money anyway. This is our club's foundation. As a matter of fact, we can't even have the word Rotary and foundation in one beside for legal reasons. So that's our club's foundation, and all the proceeds will go to that foundation, which is us. So go to the website if you need some help on where to go and how to sponsor. See me or see Harold, and we'll take care of you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Everybody knows kind of tournament these guys put on for us, and what a great event. Worthy endeavor. I can't wait for that. So thanks, Chris, for that update. The first of many, I'm sure.
You bet.
Brian Reed, Sergeant at Arms, sir.
President Scott, so great to be here with you. You're a short timer. It's just amazing me being a short timer. Has anybody seen our president's badge? Has anybody seen his badge? What does it say on your badge, President?
President-elect.
President-elect. It's just a hair behind schedule. That just made me want another turn. Bob, you're gonna have to wait. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. You know, thinking of Bob and Scott here, do you see something that's in commonality? Something in commonality between the two. Yes, Charlie, they called each other this morning saying, yeah, we're the beautiful magic. Isn't that beautiful? And when I said that to Bob, you know what he said? Seamless transition. How about that? Seamless transition award right there. I love it. I love it. Walked in. What I loved about it was we walked in and there are people here. How awesome is that? People are in the building. Folks, we miss you. If you're back, come on back. That's the motto. If you're back, come on back. And I walked up to this table and something just didn't seem right. I see this rose among all these thorns here. Just $1. Just $1. Just $1. The rose gets to bypass that. And I was going to have Travis. Travis was sitting right. Travis, if you saw him, he had a beautiful mane of hair before. It was like Samson. You know, everybody remembers Samson, the power. And also, he had no badge on, which he was very proud of. Because he said, I've never worn a badge. Like, you gotta get your badge on. And then he ate lunch. So when we see Travis, he goes just $1. That's all I have to say. And I'm loving the Rotary threads in addition to Scott and Bob. We've got Don, Jim, Camille, Paul, Bill. We got so many. So it's just $1 for those beautiful folks. And you know when summer's here, when colors spring and pop. The summer, you know, this past weekend. And Ralph with the beautiful summer mattress shirt. Yes, did you see that? Could you look at the ladies? This is how you know summer's here. He brought out this shirt. And you also know when winter's here, because he has some other clothing that's very And then thank you so much. So much. And then we've got this young man here, Ross. He's dressed beautifully. He looks like a banker. In fact, I'm saying he's iron. But he's like, I can't contain my creative juices in this. So could you show us just some socks there? I mean, they're just beautiful.
Yeah, they're
Look at that. She gets the hat right there. And the next one's a famous show, The Mountain. The Mountain. You remember Mountain? But it's all right. It's a habit. We already got slice. And then Charlie, I feel just Panama Jack. Look at he's got the leather on the elbow. He's got the beautiful summer tie. He's got the check jack. I mean, he's just making it all work. And some happy socks. Just $1 on that. It's just so awesome. And Sal, it's so good to see you. Where have you been? Where have you been? Nice to meet you. Here, no here. It's just been changing. We've been lost. I don't care what this. I know, and you and Kristen was. Look, you get second to last. Yeah, first, second. So look at that. You get some places there. That's awesome. So good to see you in person. And if there are any miracle moments, I'm just going to put $1 in just because I'm happy sometimes here. Happy we're all together here, more people in person, having fun. Our brother and sisterhood just continuing all the good we continue to do. It's great to see everybody on the screen. Can't wait to see it in person. Dorothy, that hat's looking beautiful as always. Can't wait to see that thing in person too. Rod, get your hiney in here. Neil, you can get in here. Come on, guys. So good to see everybody. Any miracle moments in the group? Any miracle moments? Oh, okay, Sam. Yeah.
So my daughter, who is the recipient of the Rotary Scholarship, graduated this summer from Cary University in 4 years.
Any other miracle moments? Any other miracle moments? And a happy, little belated, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there too. All right, President Scott, that's all I have today.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Brian, for that. Awesome job, as always. And now we get to what we're all here for today. And if I could call on Leon Abbas, our host for today, to do formal introductions of our very special guests. Leon?
Hello, everybody. I'm going to be introducing Brad Adcock. Brad lives with his wife Martha in Cary and has for a long time. He spent his career of more than 36 years actually with Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina and retired in 2014. And during that time, he served 22 years in the service of the UNC system. And it was 12 years he was on the Board of Governors, and 10 years he was on the ASU Board of Trustees and served as chair for 1 year. In 2016, he was invited by Governor Cooper to join his management team in the role of liaison to the legislature. He did that for 14 months. And then afterwards, Governor Cooper invited him to be on the board of the North Carolina Education Lottery. And Brad currently is chair of that board. So let's give a warm welcome to Brad Adcock.
Sir. It almost feels like a home game because there are several members that I know. I see John Rigsby's picture over there, and Chris Walker just left. That may have been because I warned him that I had some stories to tell him. But I do have one serious question. Did Bob Hadley ever serve as Sergeant at Arms? Because I just can't quite see the same performance that you just received. But I'm glad to be with you today. I'm just introducing the main speaker for this. Leon asked me to speak. I've been on the commission for a little over a year, and I thought it was in my best interest and yours to have someone who knows more about the lottery than I do. And so our speaker today is Dan Denton. He is Director of Communications for the North Carolina Education Lottery and has been there for more than 11 years. He's a graduate of Wake Forest University. Van worked 30 years as a journalist in North Carolina. That's where I met him. He was the best political reporters that I had ever come across. And he worked for the NNO for 23 years as a reporter and an editor. And then he moved on to public relations. He's a member of the Public Relations Society of America and past president of the North Carolina Association of Information Officers, and lives with his wife, Tally, in Raleigh. Before I do turn it over to Van, I've had one observation in my little over 1 year association with the lottery, and that is the incredible talent that the lottery has in its executive management. From the executive director who has been all over the world in executive positions and gaming. And we were fortunate, he's been here 2-3 years now. And the deputy directors. So when you run a $3 billion enterprise, you can't do it successfully without highly qualified people. One of those people includes Van, and I will turn the program over to him.
Good afternoon to y'all. This is a great opportunity for the lottery to be here with you. It's the first civic talk I've been able to do in quite a while, so I'm glad that that's starting up. Again, I just got invited to go to Hendersonville in September and speak to the Rotary Club there. So things are starting to get back a little bit to normal. And I especially want to thank my new friend, Bob, who in his own time yesterday received this presentation, got it loaded, checked it out, made sure it was working. And so I really appreciate the time he gave us tonight to get this up and going. As we start, one thing I wanted you all to think a little bit about is what the lottery has in common with a Rotary Club. So I watched a little bit today and I see you have a golf tournament coming up. you're raising money for a good cause. Sergeant of Arms was going around. I think he was raising money for a good cause. I don't think. And I know one of your good causes are college scholarships. I didn't get one, but I know how important they were to my high school folks I went to high school with. So they play an important role and sometimes can be life-changing. So if you took that spirit of fun, raising money for a good cause, and applied that to a lottery, and you applied it to tickets being sold at 7,000 places across the state every day, and then raising money for a good cause, which ours is education, then you might see a little bit there in common with Rotary clubs and the lottery. So if I can do two things today in the time we have, is I want you to think about the lottery as a business. So when you judge us and judge our performance as a business. And then I hope by the end of this, our time together, that you will have a good sense of how the money benefits the state and how the money benefits Wake County. So lotteries have been in the United States since colonial times. And they've had ups and downs, but currently there are 45 states with lotteries in the US. There are only 4 that do not have a lottery. It's be Alabama, Utah, Nevada, and Alaska and Hawaii. 5, I'm sorry. They don't have a lottery. But there are 45 other states that have lotteries. So again, think of us as a business, and we're a primary sales and marketing organization, and with the job of operating games fairly and securely in the state to raise money for education. This is our current portfolio of games. And I think most everyone is familiar with the big draw games, the sort of national games, Powerball, Mega Millions, where you can win life-changing jackpots. One that's not as familiar, which is probably one of my favorite games, is called Lucky for Life. What's really cool about that game, it's currently has drawings on Monday and Thursday nights, a $2 game. This summer, it's going to switch to every night, so there's a change coming up for that. But that prize of $1,000 a day for life pays forever. When you're 60, you're still getting payment. When you're 70, you're still getting, it never stops. The second prize is $25,000 a year for life. So that's a cool game if you're looking for one to play. And then in the middle are the North Carolina draw games, pick 3, pick 4, catch 5, and a new game we just started last fall, Fast Play. Pick 3 is actually our second most popular game that we have. The most popular games we have are the scratch-off games, which are in the 3rd column there. And scratch-off prices go from $1 to $30. And the top prize that you can win on a scratch-off game right now is $10 million. I met a fellow yesterday who had just won a prize in that $10 million colossal cash game. He got a $10 million check. Next one. So Tar Heels like their lotteries. This is what amazing to me. We are currently at the $3 billion a year business, and on average, we're selling $8 million a day in tickets. That makes us a $3 billion business. And you can see there's our history of sales for all the years so far. And you see a nice growth in that. We have the distinction right now of being the only lottery in the US that's managed to increase sales every year for 15 years. And this allows you to see, I think you would want us to do a good job with our lottery in comparison to other states. And this shows our 3-year compound average growth rate. We're at 7.5% compound average growth rate. And then the top 10 lotteries, can't quite see that, but 3.4. US average is 4.2. And then the peer lotteries, these are Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. Can't quite make that out there, but hopefully y'all can. Thank you. And so we're doing a really good job of increasing our sales every year in comparison to our other US lotteries. Thank you. The one thing I want you to think about in terms of our, that prizes are the product that we sell. So in a way, what we do is manufacture prizes. And that's the most important thing that we have, because if you're in business, you know, if you have a good product, you're going to have good sales. And the better sales we can do, the better return we're going to have for education in North Carolina. So you go from prizes, and then we use advertising to let people know about that. Then all that fuels the sales, and then finally we end up with a return to education. Thank you. So here's this a breakdown of how $1 spent on the lottery is. So if you can see, again, where if you think of us as a business, our product prizes, and we put most of our money in the prizes. The green there is our return, that's our profit. So that's how much our profit is returning to education. We pay retailers 7% commission, so you sell $1, you get 7 cents. And then we're running the lottery right now on an administrative cost of 4%. So 65% going to players and prizes. That's on average $5.3 million a day. The fellow up there, the Powerball winner, he won the largest prize so far in North Carolina. He was a great guy, came in and spent the day with us. And he told the media when he had his news conference that he wasn't quite sure what he was going to do, but he might buy some new jeans. So the next day, Wrangler calls, says they want to give him a lifetime supply of jeans. Well, I'm thinking, I don't think he needs a lifetime supply of jeans. But send me a letter. I'm going to see Charles again next week. I'll share your invitation to him. So he came back in. We were finishing up the business. I showed him that letter, and he said, well, Van, I just can't do that. And I said, well, you don't have to. You don't have to do any of this for us. You're good. And he said, I wear Levi's. He says, if Levi calls you, let me know. And then underneath that, you see the granddad and granddaughter there. That's one of the sweetest stories I think we've ever told. So they won, the grandfather had a ticket that won the second prize, $25,000 to young life. His granddaughter was going to be a teacher, and the family was worried that on a teacher's salary, how was she going to make it through life? So granddad said, I want to fix that. He gave her the ticket. She came in and claimed the ticket, and he was there. So she's getting an extra $25,000 a year on top of her teacher's salary for the rest of her life. Thank you, Bob. This is what it's like to win a $1 million.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't believe it.
I cannot believe it.
Are you kidding me? No.
Yep.
If you would have told me in a million years, I still wouldn't have believed you. I would have said no. No, you got the wrong girl. Because that's what I said to him when they said you had cancer. I said you got the wrong girl.
We wanted to present you with this big check and thank you for playing the second chance drawing with Ultimate Millions.
She is so deserving. She's a fighter.
It's him.
She's
though.
been through so much.
He says that, but it's kind of comical. He's the hero of the group here. I might have gone through the breast cancer, but it's the lesser person that runs when the time gets tough. And this is the guy that told me don't run because I wanted to give up.
We can just swing on through.
That I'm done, and he would not let me give up. My life is all about second chances. Yes. You see, that's what my whole life is about.
Try now.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to speed up here a little bit because we're getting short on time, but we're raising now about $2 million a day on average for education. Next one, Bob. And then there's a 7% commission, 210 million last year to the local retail economy. We have about any retail brand that you can think of. We've got great partners in Sheetz, Harris Teeter, Ingles, Publix, Walmart, and lots of great independent convenience stores. And then that's 4% in salary. I mean, 4% for administration, including salary. We're doing less than 1% on salaries and benefits for employees. Okay, let's skip this one. Save some time. So if you went back to when we started in 2006 to today, we've raised over $8 billion so far. Thank you, Bob. And that's the bar chart that shows you that we've had a good steady climb in earnings for education too. Last year, $729 million. This year's not over yet, but we're expecting to do better than that this year. And so where does the money go? We just keep going. This is a breakdown of how the money was allocated. We raise the money, we give it to the state, and then the legislature decides each year when they set the state budget, how that money should be used. They get to make that decision the best use of it. So last year it was $385 million for school workers, $202 million for school construction, 78 for the North Carolina NC Pre-K program. That's for at-risk 4-year-olds. They get a free year in the academic preschool. And then we have education honor scholarships, and we help some transportation. And we also have UNC need-based financial aid. So both the education lottery scholarships, which go to students at state universities and community colleges, and the UNC need-based financial aid are based on need, not merit. Thank you. Now I'll run you through, I'm going to speed up here because we're running out of time. And I know you'll probably have questions, but beside you, you have a brochure that will break down in how that money came back to Wake County in those education programs last year. So again, 4.1 million to pre-K students in Wake County. Keep going there, Bob. 40.3 to Wake County schools to help them with their non-instructional support staff. 3.9 million in need-based scholarships and grants for kids to go to state university or community college. And 11.9 million in school construction. So that's 11.9 million that Wake County does not have to raise every year through property taxes. We have this special program now that we're supporting that helps real small rural counties who can't raise a lot of money through property tax to build new schools. So far 30 counties across the state have got grants of $10 to $15 million to help build new schools. We care very much about our customers and people play the lottery. Even if you're not someone who plays the lottery, I think what you would like to see us do is to be very responsible in our sales and marketing. And go ahead, Bob. We currently have the highest certification in the world for responsible gaming. We care so much about it. We got there faster than we were the youngest U.S. lottery to obtain that certification. Thank you, Bob. We provide $1 million a year to the North Carolina Problem Gambling Program. They use that to have a helpline for anyone to call in themselves, or a family member can call in and they can get free treatment and counseling. They also do some really great education programs in the high schools and colleges. Thank you. last year we started this really cool program called Play Smart. And lotteries traditionally have always done a good job of making sure people were aware of how to get help. We took that a step farther. We're trying to help educate people to play the lottery in smart ways. We're trying to teach them about the odds and how things work so that they teach them to have a budget when they play the lottery and other things. So we're real proud of that program. I'm not sure if we can show you an ad, but maybe we'll try again. What do you think, Bob? Try again. It's not going to work, but we have a coach who in a series of ads will help teach you how to smart ways to play the lottery. And this one, he's teaching you about how odds work in the scratch off games. So our advertising doesn't just promote our products, also promotes where the money goes. We're telling stories across the state for how the lottery helps the state, but we also support responsible play. Okay. And this is the last video. We won't even try that. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up for questions. I think I can get this to play when you're done, so that everybody can have a chance to see it. Well, this is a great video if you can do it. This is sort of shows again how our money is helping the state and some of the people are helped by it. It's about a 3-minute video.
I nominated Elise to be the NC School Hero because of her passion for the kids that she teaches and what she does for our community.
Mr. Jerome is my hero because we need more people who can be genuine and happy and generous. Mr. Jerome is that ray of light that we all need.
Miss Peggy does not just serve and prepare the food. She's a critical piece to our culture.
Jeff has boundless energy, and it's obvious that he loves what he does. You can't help but get excited about engineering or science or whatever the topic is. He is who every parent wants teaching their child.
He's more than just Coach Nixon. He's a father figure to many of his basketball players who didn't have father figures in their lives. He is passionate about these kids at Northeastern High School. He treats them like they're his own children.
Vic Bridges is a custodian here at Swain Middle School. He has this real, I think it's a gift to connect with students who a lot of teachers maybe can't.
And they're always wanting to hug your neck or, you know, say good morning or a high five, and that just keeps me going.
My goal in life when I first realized in 10th grade I wanted to be an educator was to have students that had a better experience than what I had.
There's something about him that in the moment, he knows when is that time that you need to care.
Success is when a student does something they don't think they could do to start with. It's a true honor to be considered a hero. I wish that every teacher on this campus could feel the same way.
It was like I was dreaming a little bit, you know. It's a blessing to get that type of money, and it's gonna make me and my wife happy.
The things that these teachers and schools are gonna be able to do with the money that they've won is incredible.
The North Carolina Education Lottery has done a great job through this program, bringing light to people who maybe wouldn't get it in other ways, the unsung heroes.
One of the goals I started as an educator is I just wanted to be an inspiration to at least one. And it's nice to know that it's been done at least once.
great program for us from the legislature. School staff, we were trying to figure out how to show the benefits of that to the state. So the School Heroes program was designed to help you see the role that custodians, office assistants, and others can play in improving our schools. And as you participated in the School Heroes, nominating someone in your school as a hero or voting for someone as a hero, you would come to a website where you could see how the money came back to your county, whether it's Wake County, Mecklenburg, or Caldwell County. So that's it, and I'm open for any questions as long as we got time for it. Got a few minutes left. Mr. Pat, ma'am.
The question I have is, if someone wins a really big prize, is there any counseling or advice or anything, or you just say, here's your money?
We don't have expertise in advising someone on financial or legal matters. What we do is we meet with the winners, is we encourage them to see a tax advisor, see a CPA, find someone who can give them good legal and financial advice. So we make that part of our presentation of their money, but we don't recommend a particular firm or anything like that, but we do encourage them to do that. Yes, sir.
Does your board make all the allocations, and do these entities make applications for the money?
No, sir. The legislature decides how the money raised by the lottery is used. So they set that every year in the budget. What Brad and the commission do is they set our budget. They're the ones who approve the budget on recommendation staff. They're deciding how much should go to prizes, how much administrative costs should be, stuff like that. But the money raised to go to the education programs, that's done by the legislature. And then the programs that get their money, they have their own allocation procedures for how they distribute it. Yes, sir.
First, Pat, if you know someone that won a big lottery and needs financial help, I could do that. Just throw that out there. If someone is in need, I can talk about it. My question is, you said that the overall lottery got a really large number and Wake County got a smaller number. How is that allocation done in terms of, is it by county's sales volumes, or is it just done at the state level and they disseminate it to each state?
I may have misspoke, but Wake County is $60 million a year. That's probably the most any county gets.
But is that based on our sales, or is that based on just an allocation?
Not necessarily. It's mainly based more on population.
Okay.
So all the money coming into the school system to help the Wake County schools, but they would get a lot more money than say the Caldwell County school system. Okay. The scholarships are based on need. Right. So again, that's going to vary just a little bit. That's not strictly by population. And the pre-K is based on need too. Those are kids who are judged to be at risk. The school construction and the school money, transportation money, that's going to flow back pretty much based on how many students the county has.
Per student population.
Yes, sir.
County. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just curious how y'all decide to make it need-based versus merit-based school. As someone who came from Georgia, I did not appreciate my pay cut having to pay for pre-K for my kid when it was free in Georgia because it was funded by the lottery. So how did North Carolina decide how they were going to use the lottery?
On the scholarships?
Scholarship or just in school, because I don't really watch my lottery when it goes to the Head Start for the actual students. And it looks like it also goes to other parts of education and not just students. So how did y'all decide?
Ours just goes to education, but it's a different education program. It's a decision made by the General Assembly every year. It's been pretty steady, actually. Originally, it went to lower class size. And it went to a program called More at 4, which sort of evolved in the NC pre-K, and then went to scholarships in construction. And so that's pretty much what it does now, except for it goes to the staff support instead of lowering class size. But the scholarship question is an interesting one. I think at the time that they thought that money would do more good in helping people achieve their education goals if it was need-based instead of merit-based. In Georgia, it's a great program. Lots of kids, it's great for the lottery because they're so well known and people see it, know about it. But a lot of those kids were going to college anyway. So the state made a choice.
We're going to take one more question.
Yes, sir.
Does any of the money that's coming from the lottery go to non-educational?
No, sir. It all goes to an education program. Remember that one slide with the 5 programs?
Positive that was where it was all going.
So we'd like to say thank you.
These are cards from our own Jerry Miller. He's an artist here, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, and we have one for the person who introduced you.
Great presentation, Dan. Thank you so much. I've got a better understanding now where my dollar bills are going. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I need to increase my contributions for sure. Next week, guess what? Bob?
Huh?
Next week. Installation banquet, 6 o'clock, Prestonwood. It'll be a special evening. It'll be one that, for the record books, I'll just leave it at that. So I can't wait to see everybody there. We'll have a great time. We'll celebrate, and then we'll have an opportunity to usher in new leadership for the upcoming Rotary year. How exciting is that going to be? Yeah. So we will not be having a meeting next week, obviously, because we'll be at Prestonwood at 6 o'clock. The following week, July 6th, no meeting. Why? It's 4th of July week. So I think that's right. So we'll go with that. So don't show up. We'll be back on July 13th. Pat Hudson will have our program on the 13th. Sam Figuerio and Lucas Roleri from the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences will be talking to us about dueling dinosaurs. Get ready for that. That's going to be exciting. So a lot going on over the next 2 weeks. New Rotary year is going to be starting here real soon. Ellen, thanks so much for being here today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
Absolutely, it was my pleasure.
You're welcome back anytime. Hopefully on
the 13th.
Yeah, Harold will be in touch. Harold will be in touch.
Scott, what's the entree?
Renee, I'll defer.
We have an array.
Cheeseburgers.
Yes, cheeseburger and lake trout.
Yeah. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. Again, great program today. Certainly, Brad, thank you for coming up and talking about Van. And Van, thank you for your presentation today. Very much appreciated. And we turn our sights to next week. I can't wait. And a lot of work going into this. Renee is just a lot of work. So I just can't wait for next week. Great meeting today. One last thing. Sal, congratulations to your daughter. Graduating from Carnegie Mellon. Nice job. So with that, today's meeting is ended, and I will follow in normal process terms here and say that we will adjourn today's meeting until next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Have a great week, everybody. Four-way test. I tell you what, I messed up. Hey, I actually did this on purpose to see if y'all would catch it. Good job. I knew you would. All right, now. It's only a buck. Back on the line.
Yes, Scott, I am here. I am here. I'm on the line. I am really insulted.
Go ahead, Mac. We're waiting.
All right, Rotarians, of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? I'll never forgive Scott for insulting me.
Nice job, Mac. Thank you.